You know, I've owned this keyboard, and I messed up near the end there, by the way, but I don't care. I've owned this keyboard for over 30 years. And I've had to fix it quite a few times. Well, once or twice, maybe twice, 3 times. The one time there was a note here that would not work. It was dead, but it was the same note on every octave. That wouldn't work. So I kind of used my brain. I took it all apart. This thing lifts up. The keyboard comes out. There's a circuit board. There's all kinds of circuit boards in here. But I realized that there was a diode, a Zener diode, that had failed. And just the way you look at the circuitry in this keyboard, you can tell that the octaves are grouped. And it's the same pathways on the circuit board for each 12 notes, for each 12 notes, for each group of notes. And so I was able to fix the keyboard, and which I was very proud of, because this has been my keyboard since I was 18 years old. I got it for my 18th birthday. It's a Yamaha DX7. It's worth $2,000, and it's probably worth even more than that now. And so, yeah, I mean, I was able to open that up and do that. And then later on, one of the keys, this particular one here, you hear how the harder I hit it, the louder it goes. Well, that wouldn't work. It was always loud no matter how soft you hit it. So again, I had to take it apart and figure out the mechanics behind that mechanism. And I was able to, there was something stuck. I was able to pry it out, fix it, put it back together, and now there's no note there. Anyways, and I've got myself a beer here. By the way, this is a store-bought, just an ice beer. Unfortunately, I haven't got any homebrew in the keg right now. I'm going to be doing that right after I shoot this video, but I wanted to get this done first because it takes time to render and stuff. So happy Homebrew Wednesday, Thirsty Thursday, Freaky Friday, Fermentation Friday, you know, whatever you want to call it. Glad to be back for this week. And this Homebrew Wednesday, and I'll turn this down, if I touch it, it doesn't make a sound. Is sort of different than what I had planned, because I wanted to talk about this. I'm able to fix this thing so far and keep it running for over 30 years. When I was young, and again, I'm not blowing my own horn, just bear with me, okay? You'll hear the other end of the story in a minute. When I was young, I used to have, my favorite gadgets were tape recorders. Cheers, by the way. I should probably mention this video is not homebrew related. Even though I called it Homebrew Wednesday, and it's not even a homebrew. So let's not call it Homebrew Wednesday. Forget it. The title of this video is not Homebrew Wednesday. And I apologize that it's not homebrew related, so if you're not happy with that, you can thumb it down right now and you can watch something else if you want, or you can stick around and listen to something else. Can I please talk about something else other than homebrewing for once? Alright. So when I was a kid, I used to love tape recorders, and I used to take them apart and figure out how they worked. And if something went wrong with my tape recorder, I had one of those little portable cassette recorders, you know, I could fix it. I could replace the belt. I could reconnect the wire. I could replace the speaker. Clean the heads. Clean the capstan. Adjust the speed of the motor. I could do all that stuff. If there was a capacitor that had gone bad, I would replace the capacitor. Growing up, repaired VCRs for a very long time. Anytime something went wrong with my VCR, my parents' VCR, my family's VCR, my brother, sister, friend, whoever, I could take it apart and figure it out. Most of the time I could fix it. If not, I could get parts for it, or I could source out something and get it working eventually. After that, it was computers. I built several of my own computers. Well, let's say 2 of my own computers, which I used for years. Built them from the ground up. You know, you get a box with power supply, a motherboard, and put some RAM in it, and a CPU, and a fan. You know, you get a video system going, you get all the hard drive thing hooked up, and you get all the system BIOS going, you boot it up, and it starts to come alive, you know, and you know, you make that thing work for you. And even recently, my son's computer, I had to buy him one, but the power supply wasn't strong enough to provide enough power for his graphics card. This is a beast of a graphics card he's got, so you know, I had to switch out the power supply. No big deal. I can do that with one eye shut, you know, kind of thing. So all of my life, I've kind of been used to, and again, I'm not trying to brag, but I'll get to the other end of the story in just a second. I've been used to being able to maintain all of my own appliances. Dishwasher, my washer and dryer. I know how to take those apart and figure out what's wrong. If I need a part, I source a part. In it goes. We work it out. But for some reason, when it comes to vehicles, that's where it comes to an end for me. I can't do it. I'm too scared. I'm too afraid of getting in there. My wife has to drive the thing. You know, I don't trust myself to get in there and figure out what's wrong, get parts for it, and fix it. That kind of bothers me a little bit, because for the first time, I wouldn't say the first time, but this is one of the times where I feel like I haven't got a handle on it. I haven't got control over that device, where I can't take it apart, see what's wrong, and fix it. So when something goes wrong with this thing, or with this thing, or with this thing, or with one of those things, whatever, you know, I'm just like, okay, no problem. I'm just going to leave this for now. I'll go to bed. I'll get some sleep. Get up tomorrow. We'll tackle it, and it will get fixed. But when it comes to my cars, my vehicles, I don't drive. This is the whole thing. Is I don't drive a vehicle. I never have, and to the extent of I've parked a vehicle, that's it. I don't drive one. I've never had to know how to fix the things. So for the past 2 weeks, you know, I've had issues with our Toyota 4Runner, and it's not the fault of the vehicle itself. The vehicle's great. A tire blew on it, and my wife was driving it when the tire blew out, and it sent her out of control, and she ran over a median, busted the rim, and we hoped there wasn't any damage to any other parts, but apparently there's now a problem with the rear axle seal and whatnot. So the first place I took it to, they replaced the tires. In fact, I got all 4 tires replaced. They replaced the rim. They did a fuel pump for me because that needed to be done because it was a smell, a gas smell. But this particular item they didn't attack. They said they were going to, but they didn't. And now we're leaking, and it's like, I'm just frustrated. You know, you call places and you can't get you until next week. It's the long weekend coming up here, so there's nothing till next week. So I'm thinking, okay, well, you know, I got to get her to, like, it's, you know, putting cardboard under where it's leaking, right near the left passenger tire, the back, you know. Sorry, not the left passenger, the back passenger tire. You know, it's leaking down. So it's me, like, thinking, you know, how long can we drive it? How safe is it? She's got to get, you know, where she's got to go. And so we're driving it as minimal as possible. And in fact, we rented a car last week for 4 days, which cost us $200. So on top of the tires and the thing. So the point I'm trying to make is, that's why this video is not really a Homebrew Wednesday. Because I don't have anything for you this week, other than just playing my piano and just trying to relax and get some relaxation and some sleep, drink a few beers. But I really don't have a homebrew Wednesday for you. So this is what it is. So I hope that's okay. It's kind of the same as last week. We had the same issue last week. It hasn't been solved yet. And I've been to 2 other garages. Hasn't cost me any more money. They've been nice enough to top the fluid, the rear differential oil up for me to keep us going until we can find a place. But because it's a long weekend coming up, everybody's booked. I mean, you can't just take it somewhere. So I'm frustrated. And that's why I don't have a homebrew Wednesday for you. But this is it. So I hope you appreciate the update. And again, if you're not happy with this, you're welcome to thumb down the video. I don't really care. I mean, thumbing up is good, but any interaction is fine. And please post comments down below. I'd love to hear what you think. But I will give you a homebrew update. I just polished a keg. Now you have to remember, these videos aren't timed with when I keg things and when I brew stuff. So sometimes it seems like I drink them faster than I do, but I just finished a keg full of a Cooper's Amber Ale. And at first I wasn't really that happy with it, but actually it matured quite nicely. And, you know, it was just, like I said, a basic kit. I haven't had time to sit and brew something more complex these days. So for those people, you know, brew snobs or whatever they are, I'm sorry. You know, if you want to come and help me with my other, you know, issues that I've got going on, you're more than welcome to travel here and give it a whirl, you know. But so now I've got a Cooper's Wheat. It's a wheat beer. So I used all wheat extract and all the, you know, the kit that's a wheat and all wheat extract too. I think I threw in some dry malt, which wasn't, I can't remember, I actually don't remember what I did. I wrote it down anyway. And a little bit of dextrose, and that's ready to go in the keg, so I can't wait to taste that. We'll try that out next week on Homebrew Wednesday. But I didn't have time to do that tonight because I'm, you know, I've been tied up for days trying to make phone calls, trying to get under this vehicle to try and see, you know, what's going on, looking up videos. You know how it is. So I want to know what the problem is before I take it anywhere before. So that, you know, I'm not ripped off. Again, I've been ripped off so many times at garages because they know I don't know what I'm doing. You know? I mean, I recently bought my son a computer. Those guys knew I knew what I was doing. I went in there, I said, this is what I want, this is what I don't want. I need this changed, I need that replaced. What kind of a price can you give me? I can get it cheaper somewhere else. I can do that myself. On and on and on and on. So I got a fantastic price on a quad-core i7 computer with 8 gigs of RAM and, you know, all the, you know, a pretty decent machine. That I can do. But I can't repair vehicles. You guys who can get underneath those things and crank big wrenches and take shit apart and fix them, I admire you. I bow to your feet. I wish you lived near me because I could really use your help. My brother helped me a lot. And I have a friend as well who also knows a lot about this kind of stuff. You feel guilty calling upon people, you know, every time because you don't talk to people for months and all of a sudden, hi, listen, you know, could you, yeah. So that's why there's not a Homebrew Wednesday video this week. So, but there is a video, and I just thought it was better off I posted something rather than absolutely nothing. So I hope that's okay. And I haven't read any comments online lately because I've been busy with this. So I've had to learn a lot in the past 4, 5, 6 days about what's going on with my wife's car so that I can make sure that it's reliable and it doesn't cost us any more money, or at least not too much money. So that's the deal. And drinking a nice beer. I'm not gonna. it's not a nice beer. It's an ice beer. It's not bad. It's cold. Whatever. Gets me through the day. Whatever. It's actually probably better than some of the commercial beers that are out there. You know, like the big commercial ones. It's not all that bad. But it's cheap. And I can't, right now with all these car repairs, I can't afford to buy expensive beer. So thank God I homebrew. And thank God I have, you know, the ability to throw a kit together in 45 minutes so I can have beer on in my pipeline. So that when I am dealing with these kinds of things, or, you know, car things, or, you know, then I can have a beer. I can't imagine. And for those of you who, because it's 90%, and I've heard stories, oh, excuse me, when you take your car to a garage, you're liable to get ripped off unless you know what you're doing. I have friends who will actually go into the, excuse me, into the garage part, and they'll watch. Oh yeah, they won't move. They'll like, sorry, I'm sticking around. If you don't mind, I'm going to learn. And they'll watch everything they do. And that's the time you're going to get better service. Last time I took my car in for an oil change, I trusted the garage. They did good work for me before. They put the wrong oil filter on, and it leaked all over my driveway. So I had to take it back, and I'd buy oil, top it up, so I could at least drive it there. And I don't even know what kind of oil they put in. It's supposed to be 5W30. Who knows what they put in? They got it out of a big barrel or something. I mean, I'm just pissed off at these places. And if you work in a garage or a parts place, and I know I got a couple friends who do, I apologize. I know that not everyone's like that, but it's really hard to find a garage that's trustworthy. Where you know, like, what is it? Is it that they can't make enough money? Is it they cost so much to run these places that, you know, they have to make shit up? And tell you they did something when they didn't. I had a Ford Escort wagon, 99, before this one, before this 4Runner. And I had the brakes done shortly after I bought it because I felt, you know, I wanted to have new brakes. So I took it to a place down the street. I'm not going to mention names of the places, you know. I don't want to get sued. But they said they did the pads and the rotors and the calipers, and there was a hole in one of the brake cables and all this, or, you know, one of the brake lines. So they said they did all that stuff. And I'm like, beautiful. A year later, pulsating. Take it to another place. And the guy says to me, he's got me underneath there, and he goes, you can look for yourself. These brakes have not been touched. They changed the pads. They did not do the rotors. They did not do the calipers. Nothing. This is all rusted out. It needs to be replaced. I paid $700 for a guy to replace fucking brake pads. You see what I'm saying? So I'm a little bit frustrated. I can't just undo these two screws, lift up this panel, and find out what's wrong in here. Electronics is my forte, not cars. So it's frustrating, and I've been preoccupied with that for the past week and a half, and so I haven't brewed, and I have no brewing content for you on this video. And that's that. I'm not trying to apologize. I know most of you are going to go, oh, Craig, don't worry, it's fine. We like, you know, what you do anyway. I know that, but I'm just saying, the last thing I want to do is have unhappy viewers, unhappy, you know, well, viewers, fans, viewers, whatever they are. I don't want to have the people unhappy with my content. it's very important to me to keep this channel running and expand the channel. But this summer's been kind of weird for me. I've had too much stuff has gone wrong. My dishwasher, after 3 months, I had to take it apart, fix a pump. Now, I wasn't going to call the Sears, the repair people, because they would have taken 2 weeks for something I was able to replace myself. Put a new pump in. Boom. They'll never know. The warranty is still good. But, I mean, it's just stuff like that. So, yeah. But anyways, cheers to you guys. I don't know. I've been playing this thing for a few days just to keep... It relaxes me. I love playing. This isn't the actual sound coming out of this keyboard. I have a program on here that has a piano sound on it, but it's being triggered by this keyboard here. This is 1980. When did this thing come out? 1980. It's a Yamaha DX7. You can see the, if I lift it, you can see the front of it. There. Hopefully Yamaha sends me some money there. I'm just joking. 1986, I guess, this came out. And it's, if you look it up, it still sells for quite a lot of money. It weighs a ton. You can't lift it. I mean, I can't lift that. I mean, you know, it's heavy. And it's a very, 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 one of the most popular keyboards ever, next to the Roland Juno 106 and all those other ones there. So if you're into keyboards, I'm not into cars, okay? But if you're into keyboards, let's talk. All right. All right, guys. Well, thanks for watching. I hope this was okay. I got more brewing videos coming up again, and you know, we'll get those out as soon as possible. As soon as I get this vehicle fixed and on the road back to where my wife can drive it safely, so that we can go camping without worrying about it breaking down somewhere in the middle of the highway, I will, and that's going to happen real soon, because next week I got an appointment to have it fixed. So when we get that done, I will be back at you with some great brewing videos. Got a, I've mentioned this before, it's a barley wine, and I have another kit from BIY Home Brew Supply that that's apparently really popular with them. So I want to brew that on video as well. So cheers to you, and thanks for your patience, and thanks for watching. Please stick around. I'm not sure about Friday night broadcast this week. Not sure. We'll see. Maybe. Possibly. It might happen. But go to the page. The link's down below. And if there's not a cast, it'll say down there, we can't broadcast. We'll see what happens. It depends. Maybe I got to take the car in Saturday morning. Who knows? All right, so thanks for watching, guys, and I'll take you out with a little bit of a Dream on the Horizon. I'm not going to sing it, but I'll play a little bit for you. Okay, 17. Cheers. Be safe.